Yun, welcome back sa ating channel. No? Welcome back na naman sa mga masugid nating taga-subaybay dito sa ating channel. So, weekend na naman, no? At alam niyo na, another vlog na naman sa ating channel, no? Which ang mga pinag-uusapan natin dito ay mga relevant topics no? Sa field natin sa criminology, no? So, ayun, kahapon kasi, no? Habang pauwi ako, it happens dyan lang na na-encounter ko yung bagong batas natin. Actually hindi naman siya bago, pero considering the fact na kare-release lang niya in public, no? So bago pa siya, no? So last kahapon, no, there was a news that there was a new law signed by the president, no, which ito naman is pertaining doon sa sa title nakikita naman natin, ano, the prohibition against child marriage. Okay, so basically when I encountered this law, no, napaisip ako, bakit wala pa ba talagang batas na nagpaparusa para sa mga ganitong cases, no, that punishes the cases of child marriage. So as I was trying to search for it, no, I noticed, oo nga pala, no? Wala pala, no? Kasi we have child abuse, we have the law on child abuse. No, unless mag-fall siya on the child abuse, like for example, yung bata na kinasal is pinilit, tinakot, and whatsoever, that could fall under child abuse. But the direct action talaga, I mean, yung talagang direct act of child marriage, wala pala, no? Wala pala talaga. So it just so happen na ngayon, ayan, gumawa na talaga sila ng batas. Kasi alam ko, nauuso to ngayon, ano? Yung mga child marriage na to, no, na kung saan is meron yung mga bata pa pinagsasama na sila, pinagpapakasal na, and so on. So now we already have a law that punishes such action. So that's just a brief background with regards to this, ano. Ngayon, tignan natin to kasi interesting to, no. I mean, ang gusto kong tignan dito is the impact of this law doon sa mga traditional or customary marriage natin, di ba? Meron yung mga tribes that allows yung mga minors to engage into marriage, no? So yung mga tribal wedding, no, mga customary wedding and something like that. So ngayon, no, that we have this law, how will the law impact now itong mga customary or traditional marriage that we know of? Okay? Now, we have here the following topic. Ito lang yung focus topic natin. Ano, we're not going to be tackling all the entire law, no? The Republic Act 11596, no? Or the Prohibition Against Child Marriage. So, we have here as at least 3 topics that we will be discussing, no? Una sa lahat, let us define what act constitute child marriage. Ano yung act that will constitute a child marriage. So later on that we are going to be discussing that, no. Addition to this, kasi hindi lang child marriage ang pinaparusahan dito, ano. There are other punishable acts, no, that are included, to which we are going to be we are going to include also those things on our discussion. So that's topic number 2. And lastly, ito na yung pagdating sa ating pananaw, no, and based on what the law, no, had argued or stipulated on the different provisions, no, how the law affects now the customary and or traditional marriage in the Philippines. This is very important, no, kasi baka mamaya is the different tribes, different are not yet aware with regards to this, and probably there are those tribes really that are practicing this child marriage and so on. They need to be aware of this law, no. Talagang dapat malaman nila to kasi baka mamaya they will be held responsible, and you know naman, no, the principle of the law is ignorance of the law excuses no one. Yan. So let's proceed to our first topic, that is the section 3. No, we are going to base our discussion on the section 3 of the Republic Act, no, under the definition of terms. The law defines child marriage, no, as any marriage entered into where one or both parties are children, no. So child marriage, it's not only limited to, like for example, dalawang minor de edad. Kasi pag sinabi natin child, no, minor de edad, meaning those individuals, no, na nasa 18 below ang kanilang edad, those are considered as child, no? So a child marriage is defined as a marriage where entered into where both parties, no, either dalawa silang minor de edad or one of the parties one of the parties is a minor, no? So either dalawa silang minor de edad or hindi naman kaya isa lang doon sa kinasal, no, ang minor de edad. So that will still constitute a child marriage. Basta kinasal sila, no, either isa sa kanila minor de edad or para silang minor de edad, that is child marriage, no? It must be, no, solemnized. Dapat na solemnize siya, meaning there is this process wherein you know naman kung paano nagagawa yung marriage, ano? There is exchanging of vows, no? There are witnesses and so on. There event for that, no? Basta na solemnize siya, kumbaga, no? Either in civil or in church, no? In civil or in church, okay? So pwedeng sa judge, no? Kay mayor nagpakasal yung minor de edad, no? And so on. Considered pa rin yun as na-solemnize. No? Na-solemnize. Now, dito, makikita natin ito. Tignan nyo yung addition nyo dyan. Or in any, sabi niya. Or in any recognized traditional, cultural, or customary manner. No? So, that would also constitute child marriage. So kung kinasal kayo by tradition, by elders, no? Halimbawa, yun yung tradition nyo. Pwede sa inyo magpakasal ang minor de edad, no? Basta pinayagan ng both parents at pinayagan siya ng elders ninyo. So, there is a marriage, no? Na ang nag-solemnize is either yung tribal elders ninyo. That would constitute child marriage if either one of the party or both of the parties are minor. So yun yun yung definition ng batas natin sa child marriage. At you know, the law naman, paano siya prohibitions against any form of child marriage as defined here in our law. No? So interestingly, it generalizes everything. It does not include any exception yet, no? So far. Now, addition to that, no, kasi kasali din dito, it shall include an informal union or cohabitation outside of wedlock between an adult or a child or between children. Yan. That's again another definition or another part of the definition of a child marriage. So kahit there is walang kasalan na nangyayari, no? Hindi sila kinasal. If they are cohabiting or they have been living through the benefit of an informal union, ano? Kumbaga nagsasama sila, no? Nagsasama yung dalawa, they cohabit, no? They live together as husband and wife, no? And one of the party involved is either a minor, no? And one is adult, or hindi naman kaya both are minor. That will still constitute child marriage based on the definition of the law, no? And therefore, those actions will be considered as prohibited. So bawal po yun, no? Pinaparusahan yan ng ating batas. Okay? Tingnan natin. Let's proceed on to the punishable acts. No? What are the punishable acts that was mentioned here in our law? So number 1, facilitation of child marriage. Facilitation of child marriage refers doon sa either pag-cause, no? Ikaw yung nag-ayos, no? Pag-fix, nag-ayos para nang sa ganun ay maikasal yung dalawang individual, no? Ikaw yung naglakad ng kanilang mga papel para makasal yung dalawang individual na kung saan yung isa sa kanila is minor de edad or hindi naman kaya para silang minor de edad. That's a facilitation of child marriage. And sino usually yung punishable dito? Either the parents. Yan. Kasi minsan sila yung nag-i-initiate, ano? Si parent or guardian or any other individual who facilitated, na naging dahilan kung bakit naikasal yung dalawang individual na ito na kung saan isa sa kanila ay minor de edad or parehas silang minor de edad. So that is already punishable under the law. No? So baka sabihin nyo kasi, sir, paano naman kung dalawa silang minor de edad? Nagsasama na sila. No? Anong mangyayari? Of course, pupunta yan doon sa how juveniles are being treated kasi they are both minors, and they committed a violation against the law natin on child marriage. But then, what's the significance of pursuing or criminalizing this act? No? Because this will be the basis of going after those individual who tolerated their action. No? Kahit sabihin natin minor de edad sila, hindi naman makukulong. Pero, pag na-establish ng batas natin that there is indeed a child marriage, meron siyang dahilan para habulin yung mga nag-tolerate sa behavior na yan. Like for example, both of their parents, alam na minor de edad sila, pinayagan silang magsama. So kapag napatunayan that there is indeed a child marriage because two of them are living together, two of minors are living together as husband and wife. So meron na sila, which was of course considered as child marriage, Etong fact na to will be their basis now to go after the parents or the guardian of these children. Etong mga minor de edad nito, they can go after their parents or their guardians kasi if the parent or the guardian tolerated their behavior, then there is indeed a crime that was committed. Facilitation. Tolerating this behavior kasi I know that there are some areas na talagang yung mga parents wala naman ng pakialam, kung magsama kayo, bahala kayo, lalo mga minor de edad ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, hinahayaan lang nila. It is just right talaga that we should go after them, na parusahan din sila because they are becoming an irresponsible parent, per se. Okay, so that is the reason why there is still a need to go after those minors who are living together as husband and wife, not for the purpose of imprisoning them, hindi naman para ikulong yung mga minor de edad na nagsasama, kundi para habulin yung mga individual na nag-tolerate doon sa kanilang behavior. Yung mga nag-tolerate sa kanilang behavior. Halimbawa yan, you are an owner of a boarding house, Owner ka ng boarding house and you have a boarder, para silang minor de edad. Ngayon, nag-live-in yung dalawa, mga minor de edad, nag-live-in sila without the knowledge of the parent. Who is acting now as the guardian of this individual ng mga boarder mo? Sino na ngayon ang guardian nila? Siyempre, ikaw na may-ari ng boarding house, So in case, there will be a case that will be filed, in violation of this law, the law could go after you as the guardian kasi you are the person entrusted of the custody of the child, of the minors, So you will be held responsible also with this. Okay, so yun yung essence niya na talagang mahalaga na dapat ma-define natin, yung child marriage, and at the same time, kapag meron tayong nakitang ganito, let us try to identify whether it will fall under child marriage, and we could go after those individual who tolerated their behavior. Yun yung pinakamahalagang parte niyan. Another punishable acts under this law is the solemnization of child marriage. Solemnization pertains to dun sa, kumbaga, is nagkasal, in short, nagkasal sa minor de edad na to, or nagkasal sa dalawang party, na kung saan is isa sa kanila minor de edad. Halimbawa ako, alam ko minor de edad yung isa pero kinasal ko pa rin sila, I will be punishable under this law. By the way, ang punishment diyan sa facilitation of child marriage, nasa prison mayor, which is 6 years to 12 years. 6 years, 1 day to 12 years. The same thing with solemnization. O sa mahaba-habang pagkakakulong yan, Okay? So sa solemnization naman, yung nagkasal, either yung pare, yung pastor, yung tribal elders, or any other person who has the authority to solemnize marriage. Kung sino ang nagkasal sa kanila at alam niya na isa sa kanila ay minor de edad, or dalawa silang minor de edad, he will be held responsible under this law. And the punishment will range to 6 years, 1 day to 12 years of imprisonment. Tapos malaki-laking multa. So bawal po yan. Then lastly, cohabitation of an adult with a child outside of wedlock. So dito sa part na ito, no, it doesn't need any marriage here. No, the fact that you are living together as husband and wife and one of the parties minor, halimbawa, yung babae is minor de edad, yung lalaki is adult na, kumbaga nasa tamang gulang na siya, and they're living together as husband and wife. No, kahit sabihin natin wala naman, hindi naman sila nag-attempt na magpakasal or whatsoever, pero nagsasama sila sa isang bubong bilang parang mag-asawa, and the public knows about that. So that could be also, that is actually punishable under this law. Punishable din siya, no, under cohabitation of an adult with a child outside wedlock. No? So they're punishable. Okay? No? So it doesn't necessarily need na dapat yung minor de edad, babae or so. Kahit na, halimbawa, yung minor de edad ay yung lalaki. No? Ang adult is yung babae. No? Pero they're living together as husband and wife. Yan. They could be held responsible under this law. No? The act that they committed will be defined as the cohabitation of an adult with a child outside wedlock. So wala kang takas. No? Whether you attempted or nagpakasal kayo, no, you try to legalize the relationship, so you entered into marriage, no, but then minor de edad pa nga siya, kaso pa rin yun. No? Hindi kayo nagpakasal, nagsama lang kayo bilang mag-asawa, no? Yung isa sa inyo minor de edad, kaso pa rin yan. No? So those are the punishable acts under this law. Ngayon, ang problema nito, or ang tignan natin, is the impact of this law to the traditional or customary marriage in our country. Kasi we know for a fact that there are certain tribes that practice child marriage. Okay lang sa kanila as long as there is may arrangement yung both parent nila, no, yung may pag-uusap yung magulang nila, and it was approved by their tribal elders and so on. So okay lang sa kanilang makasal yung mga ganun. But in our law, definitely hindi siya allowed. No, dati meron pang exemption to that as long as that falls under the traditions and so on. Pero the impact of this law to the traditional marriage or customary marriage, no, is that it banned all form of child marriage. Walang exemption na binigay ang batas natin, ano? So ban, kumbaga prohibited lahat ng uri ng child marriage, whether that is based on a tradition, a custom, and so on, bawal na lahat. No? As defined doon nga sa section 3 natin, it shall include an informal union or cohabitation outside of wedlock between an adult and a child or between children. So, there is no exemption mentioned by the law. Lahat is pinagbawal na. So that's how, no, the law, no, the law that we have, Republic Act 11596, no, affected the different customary traditions, no, in terms of marriage in our country. Lahat na bawal, no. Ako siguro I would say that I am pro this law, no. Tama lang naman siguro na gawin yun kasi nga marami tayong instances na kung saan is well, una sa lahat, syempre we are talking about children, no? The involvement of children to this action, and their nature is that they cannot yet fully decide on their own, no, what to do and what not to do. So taking advantage of this vulnerability is definitely morally wrong. Okay? So dapat talagang hayaan lang yung mga bata to decide on their own, no, when they already reach the legal age, and they wala dapat arrangement or intervention coming from the different members of the family. No, hindi dapat sila yung mag-influence with regards to this. Okay? So this will serve as a protection from for the children against abuses in terms of arranged marriage or those types of abuse. Okay? So yan, no? Yan ang update lang natin. So far, we have limited knowledge yet for this matter, no? Konti pa lang ang alam natin. And I do hope, no, that as we go by, no, kasi kalalabas pa lang naman ito. Actually, wala pa nga yung IRR niya, no? So later on, pag may mga kaso na, no, na may mga kaso nang isinampa relative to this, no, or may mga jurisprudence na with regards to this, madadagdagan yung kaalaman natin, no, with regards to this law. But so far, no, yun pa lang ang pwede nating masabi, no, dito sa batas natin na ito. Okay? So, yun guys, no, salamat sa inyong pakikinig. Yun lang talaga ang gusto nating pag-usapan for now. Ang susunod will be, kasi ngayon patok na patok yung RA 9344 again, no? As President Duterte keep on binabanatan niya si Kiko Pangilinan with regards to RA 9344. So maybe we could make again another lecture or vlog with regards to that. So on to the pertinent provision and the purpose of the law, no? At kung ano nga ba yung impact nito sa criminality dun sa ating society. But yun lang guys, no, for this topic that we have, no. Up next na yung iba na yun, no. So that is, no, what we wanted to talk about under child marriage, no. Marami tayong hindi tinalakay, pero yung mga punto lang na yun ang gusto kong ipunto. Okay. So if you have questions, no, or comments with regards to the things that we discussed today, no, feel free to comment on the comment section. If you have questions with regards to this, no, mag-comment lang kayo guys at sasagutin natin yan. So yun lang po muna sa ngayon guys. Salamat sa pakikinig. No? Bye-bye for